Thank you very much, Presiding Officer. And firstly, let me congratulate Alison McInnes on chairing this debate. And I know of her very personal interest over the long haul in the matter, as she was previously chair of Nestrans. I have two mugs on my parliamentary desk with the Get About logo on the outside of them, because, of course, I attended the launch at Inverurie. Now, of course, it is fair to say that the best car journey is the one you don't make. But it is necessary to make car journeys, and therefore sharing our journeys with others in rural areas is economic and addresses climate issues. Travel planning was something that Alison McInnes made reference to, and I think there are a range of options there. Travel Line Scotland is now a very well established part of the landscape in Scotland. I myself was using it to get from my rural home in Banffshire to the Burn Supper I am speaking at in West Kilbride on Saturday night. I think there are 7 legs to the journey, but imagine the difficulties if I hadn't had access to automated ways of looking at that. Now, of course, there are, in the old days, other ways in which we could avoid driving our own cars, and as a student in Aberdeen going home to Cooper at the end of each term, I used to regularly hitchhike. It wasn't, of course, to save the planet, it was mainly to save my wallet. And that used to be something that many of us did. But it's no longer a popular way of doing things. There are very real concerns about safety. And I think having a structured approach that gives people the opportunity in a controlled way to join up with others making similar journeys is something that we have to encourage, because every time we get 2 people in a car, that's a 50% saving of cost, a 50% saving on climate impacts as well. Some significant ideas that can be related to this, giving priority parking to those who are car sharers, would increase the attractiveness as an option, and it would be worth publicising that kind of facility. Carpools organised by employers are another way of making sure that we make the most of the commute that has to be done. And of course, here in Edinburgh, on the very doorsteps of Parliament, we can see Edinburgh Car Club cars there, another part of the package. I know that a Labour councillor whom I worked with in my previous role here has given up his car and was able to attest to me that he was saving some £3,000 a year and actually suffering no disadvantage whatsoever. Hopefully we can see such schemes extended in due course right across Scotland. Because if, of course, with fewer vehicles on our roads, there's less impact on the infrastructure of our roads, less need to spend money maintaining them, less needs to invest in creating additional capacity. So the benefits come at a primary level and many secondary and tertiary levels as well. So it is very important that we do look at our successes, and I think the cooperation between Aberdeen City and Aberdeen Shire, something that happens across a range of areas now, very importantly, but in this particular area, is one we should look to make sure that the lessons are more widely learned. And I think on that basis, it is very timely that Alison McInnes has brought this forward for debate, and I'll be interested to hear what the Minister has to say about the future of such schemes.